Hello and welcome to the O Show. Well, here we are at another place to go out because that's what we like to do on O Show, go to different places. This is a beautiful restaurant. It's lively, it's got music, it's got a lot of action going on, and even an open space to the kitchen. Do you know where I am? I'm at a classroom restaurant at National Hospitality Institute. So let's meet the principal.
Me. How are you? Very nice to see you again.
Nice to see
And
you
welcome.
too. Great, thank you.
So welcome to Classroom.
Thank you. Can you imagine a classroom such as this? So this has all happened actually in the 90s, to be precise, 1996.
96 we opened our doors, yes. Yes.
So meet Mr. Robert MacLean, the principal of the classroom restaurant.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And could you tell us, how has the journey been? You've been here since 1996, since it began?
Yes, I have, with several members of my team actually, yes, a long time. Yes, it's been quite a journey. The whole purpose of this resource is to bring in young people who are interested in the industry and give them a chance to hone their skills, to give them the confidence to deal with real customers. So the restaurant is open to real customers. People pay real money, and we provide real food.
Mm-hmm.
So we use the restaurant for regular lunches. We do theme evenings. We do a whole range of activities here. And again, the whole idea is to give them the awareness of dealing with people, understanding a lot of the challenges our industry have when dealing with people. And giving them the skills and the competency, so that when they do go out into the workplace, they're a little bit more ready and armed for the quite difficult scenarios there are in that trade. So the whole place is designed for this. So here you have the restaurant, here as you can see you have the kitchen, and the chefs are preparing for lunch today. We have a group coming in, and we make it as real as we possibly can. We don't believe in mock-up.
So this actually was the journey where hospitality industry took off from, because culturally it was not very comfortable, isn't it? But Oman is looking into tourism as diversification, and then there was a job opportunity, but initially there was a difficulty.
Well, we've always had the challenge where the innate hospitality of the Omani has been trying to harness that great asset that we have, but put it into a more formal framework which fits in with the international industry and what the big brands require. And that's always been a challenge. But initially when we first came, yes, the hotel industry was much smaller. We didn't have the brands that we have now. And so it was quite a journey. But the number of people who have come forward over the years are amazing. We've got some great stars out there who we trained many years ago. We're very proud of them. And they are now success stories showing the new ones coming in what can be done. So it's been quite a journey.
Because there are quite a few celebrity chefs too.
We have celebrity. You also have some great chefs who are out there working day in and day out, and they're not always seen as celebrity chefs, but they're there and they're hardworking and they do a good job. Because we now have the Oman Chef Guild, which is a group of chefs come together to promote the job of chefs, and we've got some students involved there as well. So yeah, it's come on a long way since the beginning.
So if I were to ask him how many students of Oman have graduated from here, how many would they be?
I think at the last count we were looking probably about 5,000 or 6,000 who've come in over the years. And if you look now, you have many establishments achieving sort of sometimes 30, sometimes 40% urbanisation in some of the places. And as per GCC, that's an incredibly good record. So we have a lot of people out there working. They're not always seen. We have a lot of people in the background jobs, which the public don't always see. But overall, it's been a success. And the other thing about the hospitality industry is when we're training people, they pick up a lot of skills which does them very good in other jobs. Life skills, communication skills, dealing with people, customer service, So we have a lot of people in the airlines now. Now, we didn't train them directly, but they've gone into the airlines. They've gone into perhaps some of the telecommunications industry, some of the banks who want people who've had some interactive experience with customers. So we haven't just served the hospitality industry, we've actually served a much wider field. And I know that from we try to keep track as many as we can, and we are absolutely delighted by many ex-students who come back here to see us.
Oh, really?
And it's a challenge because they get upset if you don't recognise them.
Thousands. that's a huge number to keep track of, 5,000. But that's a good thing. And I want to ask you actually, what qualifies a person to become, for example, I see chefs there already active, and I'm already seeing people at the reception.
Yes.
They're all students.
Yes.
And you have rooms upstairs.
Yes, we do bed and breakfast.
Imagine that. So they're looking into various spectrum of tourism. So how do students reach this level to be actually serving?
I think from the we put them in quite early, to be honest. We actually colour code our students, and you'll see all the students here are green, blues, or reds, and they're branded, so we can tell what level they're in training.
Okay.
But we let, for example, green students are the freshest. We still allow them in because we don't have a lot of time to train them, so we have to be pretty quick, and we've got to get them. It's a bit like a baptism of fire in a sense, because you can have a fresh student who's just arrived and we've got a very busy day and they just got to get on with it. Obviously they're in a supported environment, and the benefits of here is this is when they're allowed to get it wrong. So if they drop things or get things wrong or the wrong orders or whatever, there are people here to support them. When they're out in industry, it's not always like that. So this is a time, because if
it's almost like an internship.
It is, and we make it, the reason we make it as real as we possibly can is so that they really do build up their competency levels, and we have to give them reality to do that. We don't play around with bits of food and mock up clients, etc. We do try to make it as real as we can, and that way we can get them partially ready for the industry.
So is it okay for us to go take a look in the kitchen?
You can. We do have a yellow line for food safety.
Yes.
So
we'll
if
stick
you
by
want
the
to
yellow
put on
line.
your headgear, you can go into the kitchen. And
He's fine. That's just fine. And I just follow you.
Yeah. But do you want me to take you into the kitchen?
Yes, yes.
So maybe we can just go as far as a hot plate and have a look around, because
Yes.
I don't think he's got covered shoes.
Oh, you don't have hot shoes.
Covered
So
shoes.
where do we
So
go
follow
to the
me
hot
through.
plates? Okay.
So follow me through to the hot plate. Adult. Adult. So if you through to the hot plate, we have Chef Shabu here, who's in charge. Shabu has been here for many, many years, well experienced dealing with students. Now you'll see some of these students, they've got 3 deputies on, so they're on the green stage, so they're in their first stage of training.
Okay.
Once they move up, they go into the blue stage, and then at the end they go to the red.
So he's in the blue stage.
So
Senior.
the whole idea is that they understand what we expect of them. It's about raising expectations. As soon as they change colour, we start expecting more from them. Therefore, that's why you have a full kitchen. The pastry is back here, raw meat prep, hot plate. We have a separate kitchen over here. It works like a production kitchen rather than a traditional just a training kitchen.
Okay, so this is for the guests who's here now?
So the orders come in.
Okay.
The orders come in by computer.
Yes.
So the orders go through the micros, just like they have in a restaurant.
Okay.
Comes out the printer. The order goes up here. Chef sees the order, and it goes out. Okay. So again, we bring in equipment which is industry-related equipment. So when the students
It's
go
all
out,
up to date.
yeah. So when the students go out, they are not faced with things that they've perhaps never seen before.
Okay.
Because we are under a lot of pressure, obviously, from the industry to make sure that when the candidates arrive, they know what they're doing. Otherwise, they come back on us. We've got to make sure it's real as possible.
Okay, so you keep track.
We try to.
Right, so that's what's happening. Can we go from here?
We go through here. A bit like a theatre. One door in, one. It's a bit of theatre, really, isn't it? That's what it's all about. So yes, it's, we now do theme evenings here. We had our Indian buffet night last Thursday night. So we had about 52 people in for dinner in the evening.
So how do people get to know about it?
We have quite a strong social media presence. We're quite budget oriented in what we charge, so we don't have huge advertising ability. But Instagram, social media, Facebook, a lot of databasing, WhatsApping, and we tend to get numbers coming in. We try to make sure we get some coverage with some of the local press as well.
Right.
And we'll have an event like that roughly every 6 weeks.
Okay, so this is like a big time. When you have special events, it's a big time
Yeah.
for the students.
We have that. We also have our gourmet evenings at the Marina van der Rode, which we run every 2 months. Then we have
So the
our...
students move out from here and it's actually now
We take
different
over the
location.
marina. We take over the marina.
I see.
We've been doing that for many, many years. And in addition to that, every 3 months, the next one's in January, is our Interhotel Mystery Box Chef Competition. That goes on every 3 months. And we open that up to customers. So we have maybe 8 teams competing, and they have to produce the food which the customers will actually consume. We have it judged, and it's all very professional.
Oh, the customers judge.
So that's customers, small portion,
okay.
professional judges. So with all of that in tow, it's quite a busy little facility, yes.
So is there something coming up for November 18th, the National Day celebrations?
We have not a specific. We always do a large cake from the pastry department for the National Day. The next theme we have.
They're actually being served.
Yep.
Sorry to
There we
interrupt
are.
you. So you can see. So this is also part of the training.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
And the thing is, those customers will be paying money. When you pay money, you have an expectation of service and quality. You don't pay for nothing. We never do anything for free.
Okay.
Everything has to be paid for.
Okay.
And that's what the customer expects.
Yes.
And that in itself is a line of quality.
Okay.
Because when things are free, people tend to say, well, it doesn't matter because it's free.
Yes. But
When
now.
you charge,
Yes.
people expect. So that's what we try to maintain throughout.
So you were telling me about the big cake that we come
We do a
up.
big cake for National Day. What we are doing in November, planning for November 19th, which is the day after, is we're going to host a chef's table. Chef's table is where we set up a table like this, but a bigger one, right in the middle of the kitchen. And on this particular one, we hope His Highness our Chairman is going to be joining us.
Okay.
And we will be having as many general managers of the hotels to join that table.
Ah.
So that's part celebration of the National
National Day.
but it also has a very practical purpose in bringing in the general managers. We have several new general managers in town. You have the JW Marriott general manager here, you've got the new manager for the W, the new manager for the Anatara de Blachtas in town. There's a new manager coming in for Jumeirah and Muscat Bay. So we hope to have as many of the new ones as possible who've maybe never been here before. We can explain what we do, they can ask questions, and the students can showcase their skills.
So that's the tourism starting from here, from a classroom restaurant. And of course, in 1996, this was the first institute to actually train students. Today, there are numbers of thousands, maybe 5,000 and above. What would you say makes a good chef or a hospitality staff?
Passion, good work ethic, and they've got to the point where they've understood what service means. Because it's a word which is often quite simply used by people, but unless you've actually used it and understood it, it's not always very clear. So once they get to that point of understanding, then they become a very valuable member of the workforce. So our job is to help them realise what it's all about and the benefits of this industry, because it's a wonderful industry to be involved in. We know it's got its darker side, the long hours and the difficulties, etc. But the other side, it's a very social industry. You meet lots and lots of people, different people every day. I was at the opening of the Albustan Palace last night, and an old student came to me and said, I come to work every day and I see new faces. And that's what he wants to see. So it fills different points for everybody, but a passion for service, for food is necessary. Our job is to try and build that passion. Because sometimes it's there but hidden. We've got to bring it out. Yeah.
And then one final question is, are students mainly from the Muscat Gumrit area, or are students coming from other parts of the world too?
We get all over. We've got students training here for Anantara Salala.
Okay.
We've got students training for Six Senses at Ziggy Bay up in Mozambique.
Okay.
We train for Soha, we train for Dukum, we train for everyone.
Okay. Brilliant. So on that note, I want to say thank you to Mr. Robert MacLean, a principal of the NHI National Hospitality Institute, and I'm sure you feel proud every time you see a student out there. Like
Absolutely, we do indeed. And it's been great to have you join us, and please don't make it the last time.
Yeah, now it's getting to be really busy.
Come back again. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You've been with the O Show, and we'll be back next Wednesday, same time. Until then, thank you for joining us, and take care.